Hi parents, my name is Lisa Adamek and I'm a special education teacher and interventionist here at Woodside School. I'm really excited to be working with your child this year. This year I'm going to be teaching a variety of different subjects and grade levels and providing support to both children in person as well as remotely. This year I'll be teaching 5th grade reading and writing replacement, providing support for remote learners in kindergarten, and running BSI math programs for 2nd and 3rd grade. This year is going to be very different. We're going to be using this hybrid model, and we're really expecting a lot out of our children. We need them to be able to navigate through Canvas, search the web, and to submit assignments digitally. I'm hoping that my Canvas page is going to provide an easy platform to make things just smoother at home and make it the connection from home to school a little bit easier. Just because we don't get to see each other every day doesn't mean that we can't be in constant contact. It's very important for your child's progress and their growth in school that we're all on the same team, and I'm hoping that we can provide that to them through our Canvas pages. So over the next few minutes, I'm going to share with you my screen and go through my Canvas page, hopefully to give you a tour of what's available and how to access all the information. Please know that I'm here whenever you need me through email. I'll respond to every email within 24 hours, probably sooner. And I definitely like making connections to my students and their parents. So I look forward to seeing you either virtually or in person and getting to know more about you and your child. So without any further ado, I'm going to share my screen and we'll take it from there. So the first step in finding me on Canvas is to log in to either your Observer account or using your child's account and go to their dashboard. Then once on your dashboard, you're going to look for the tile that says WES 118 and click on that. And that will open up my virtual classroom. So here I am, and in my classroom, you'll find me and my dog Sasha, and on the walls, you'll see kindergarten support, 2nd grade math BSI, 3rd grade math BSI, 5th grade writing replacement, and 5th grade reading replacement. If you click on any of those images, it will open up a different virtual classroom, or if it's easier for you, you can click on the links right underneath here. You'll see that my math basic skills classes are not starting until October, so not all of the links are active yet in those classes, but I'll give you a sneak peek to everything just as a quick once over. So if you click on the kindergarten support, this is for kindergarten students who are working remote, who need some support, and they'll be able to access my virtual kindergarten classroom. Before I came to Woodside School, I was a kindergarten teacher for 10 years, and then I taught 1st grade for a little bit, but I really enjoy working with the little ones and introducing them to phonics and really great stories. So in this classroom, users will be able to click onto the alphabet line and open up an external link to YouTube where there's songs to go with each letter and their sounds. This is a virtual blending board, which I'll introduce a little bit later. And these books here, if you put your cursor over any of the covers, you'll see there's a pointer finger there now. It will also open up YouTube if you click on it, and there'll be a read aloud that you can listen to. And I do plan on changing this library around each month. This on the front of my desk, this Google Meet image, is the link to reach me through Google Meet during the times that are scheduled for kindergarten classes, which are 11 to 12:20, Monday through Friday. So that's kindergarten. Now, 2nd and 3rd grade math basic skills, these links are very similar to each other, except there's a little bit of content that's different between the 2 grade levels, but let's just take a look. If I open up the 2nd grade math class, you'll see me and my other dog Cosette right here, and my friend Albert Einstein. I do math basic skills on Mondays and Tuesdays in the afternoon, and then the 3rd grade class is going to be on Thursdays and Fridays. Now on the top of the page is a number line. If you click on this number line, this will open up a virtual number line so that you can have access to one at home, and you're able to customize that however you choose or you need to, depending on the assignment. And then below here, these are manipulatives that if you click on them, it will open up an external website. This one is for Unifix cubes that you can, drag them right out of here and use them to help with math concepts. Now, obviously, this particular sample is just, very basic, but for time purposes, we have 3 plus 2, and then I can drag them, put them together, and then the child can see 5. So I did find in the spring when we went to remote and then knew we weren't coming back to school, that was one of the areas where we really had trouble by not having these manipulatives home with the kids. So they weren't able to have that hands-on experience. And sometimes those concrete examples are so necessary. So even if I don't see your child for math basic skills, you will have access to these pages through my homepage. So, feel free to use them however you need. Basic skills is provided. The children have to qualify for that need. But again, I think that these resources are very important for everybody. So I don't think that anybody should be limited from accessing them. Now over here, we have 5th grade writing. I click on 5th grade writing. It opens up my 5th grade writing virtual classroom. And this is a very personalized classroom. In here, the 6 students that I work with each have their own clipboard and have their own locker. So the numbers, match up. On the clipboard are virtual materials that we're working with currently. And then the locker is a folder of a whole bunch of materials maybe we have used or we've discussed or we have to go back to, or we just have to know where they are. So the children don't have to go around looking for things, like where's this link, where is that, is this on paper, is this not? Everything is here. I have a link to dictionary.com. If you click on it, it opens up an external site, dictionary.com, where they can put definitions in here. So at the touch of a button, it will bring them to that resource. This is my dog, Izzy. She's hanging out with us. And this is the link to our Google Meet. Over here is just like a video. Right now, we're doing informational text, as you can see here. This goes along with the lesson that we're doing about hooking our reader and making things interesting. And these pictures and images will change as they're needed throughout the year. But like I said, we're working on informational text right now, but we'll be doing a whole bunch of different genres as we go. So those lockers will fill up with many different files and folders as the year goes on. But right now, it's very basic. Now let's go to 5th grade reading. So we click on the 5th grade reading link. This is my favorite virtual classroom right now. And on this page, you will see a few things. The first I want to point out is the link to the Google Meet, but that will also be on a second page, which I'll show you in a second. You'll see over here Orton Gillingham principles. I am Orton Gillingham trained, and we do a lot of this multi-sensory learning in reading. I use a multisensory approach in all of my classes for every subject that I teach. However, I think that these principles of Orton Gillingham are really important. And, it's really important to get, these children up and moving and learning in different ways. Everybody is different and everybody learns in a different way. And the Orton Gillingham approach really allows for that. I'm very data driven. So we do a bunch of, not necessarily assessments, but check-ins or checkpoints so that I can adjust the way I'm teaching or adjust the lessons to go along with what my students need. So that's a little bit about Orton Gillingham. This here is a blending board. It's actually a phonics first blending board, which is very, very similar to Orton Gillingham. But if you click on it, it opens up an external Google Slides link. And on there'll be a blending board that we can do. This is a very simple one. It would be more complicated for 5th graders, but just as a sample, I threw this in there for you to take a look at. Okay, now the important part of this page are these 3 books right here. These are the 3 titles that we will be spending most of our time focusing on this year. First is Seraphine and the Black Cloak. Second is Hatchet. And the third is No Talking. So let's get into it. Seraphine and the Black Cloak is a historical fiction fantasy mystery. It is really exciting. If you click on this image up here, you can see that it looks like a video. Well, it is. If you click on it, we'll open up YouTube, and it's the book trailer, and it definitely hooked everybody's attention. Everybody got really excited to read this book. So they're all vested in this story, and they want to read each day. They come into class asking when, can we just start reading? And I find that pretty fantastic because we have some reluctant readers. So this was a really great way to start the year. This is Biltmore Estate in this picture here. And if you click on that, it will open up a link for Biltmore Estate. A lot of people go there as a tourist destination. It's in Asheville, North Carolina. So, that's information about the place. Here is another link to dictionary.com. We do vocabulary with every chapter. And a lot of times I will ask the children to do their vocabulary work at home so that we can, get into more of the conversation, the reading when we're in class together. So I put the link right there to make it easy. There's a Google Meet link. This link up here is to the comprehension work that we do. The children have this in a black folder that they bring home, but I do it on the Google Slides so that when we're working and they're at home, they can see my work and they can copy it if we had a big conversation and we want to move quickly through it, or use it to help guide their ideas. Now, I do know that it's not always clear to see, let me open that again, the text in here for the questions, but that's not the important part. They have this in their black folders. It's the writing that I'm doing, the typing, that is what's important for them. So, I am aware that that part is blurry. Don't worry about that. Here's a link to the author and a little bit more information about him and other books that he's read. Now, in this story, we have a stranger who's in a black cloak, this guy right here. We don't know who he is, but we're learning a little bit more about him. The main character, Serafina, has had some negative interaction with him. And as the story goes on, we learn more and more about him. And as we try to figure out who he is, if you click on him, it will open up the Google Slide document that we're working on collaboratively. And this is just one document that is it's like a work in progress. Like as we go through the story, the children are giving me their ideas and I type them in, and we're building this as we go. And it goes along with these folders here. These are our people of interest. So each person of interest has their own folder. And when you click on it, so this is Mr. George Vanderbilt. He's the first person that we suspect is the man in the black cloak. And you can see each person of interest will have the same format in their folder, who they are, what we know about them. And these are things that we are copying right from the book, that the book is telling us, the author is telling us about this person. Now, why we find him suspicious, why it doesn't make sense that it's him or her, if that's the case, to be the person in the black cloak. And then the last one is just thoughts and predictions that we're having as we go. And again, this is a fluid document and it changes all the time. We're adding in as we're reading through each book. We started with, none of these folders were full. Then we started with Mr. Vanderbilt. Then all of a sudden they just started growing. So we're starting to have more and more ideas. Now, children are going missing in this story. And the first child that we know that is missing is this girl, Clara. So if we click on her box over there, it opens up her folder. And on this, as we learn about Clara, we put the information about her as we go. Now, the clues that we find out about her and the other children are going to help lead us to figure out who the man in the black cloak is. So we'll add more people over here as we go, and these folders will be filled. Now, this dog over here, this Doberman Pinscher, is not mine. This dog actually is Luther. He belongs to Mrs. Flatley, who is another interventionist and special ed teacher here at Woodside. Serafina the Black Cloak has a character named Braden who has a Doberman Pinscher, and the children didn't know what a Doberman Pinscher looked like, so I added Luther in here, and if you click on him, it will open up an external website, the AKC .org website, which explains what a Doberman Pinscher looks like and a little bit about them. So it's just an idea, to give them like a little sneak peek, or not sneak peek, but like a quick view about what, that dog is. And it's important because as we're reading, we're learning new things that we don't know. And I don't like to breeze over those things, especially when they're curious. So doing it this way allowed me to give them a chance to explore it independently on their time. And let's take a quick look at these other books. This is Hatchet. Hatchet is about a young boy who is in a plane crash, and then he has to survive in the Canadian wilderness. So the link to the Google Meet is here. This will, if you click on this, it will bring you to the book trailer. Here's a little bit more about Gary Paulson, the author, and books that he's read. This is one of my dogs. Her name is Ruby. She's peeking out from back there. But that's it. This website, you'll be able to see it on my Canvas page for now, but there's not much happening here because we're just not doing this book yet. And then the last book that we do is No Talking. And this is a fun book. It is about a boys versus girls contest. So here's the book trailer. Here's the Google Meet link. Here's the link to the author and some more information about him. And then you'll see things like this red notebook, the Sharpie, the bullhorn, Gandhi is here. It says Quiet Zone. These are all elements of the story that are important that they will learn about or get introduced to as the book goes on. But again, we haven't started this yet. So this is just here waiting for us. And that's about it. So that is a look at my classroom. The last thing that I want you to, know about Canvas is just right here, this inbox. It's very important. This is how the children can reach me since they don't have email capabilities through the school district. This inbox here, they can set up basically an email to me. It comes right to my Canvas inbox, but it also comes to my email. So you can also reach me through this or email me directly at adamek@rivervaleschools.com, and I will get back to you right away. So I hope you enjoyed this tour of my room, and I hope that it helped clear up any questions you have with how to navigate through Canvas. I know it can be a little tricky at times and overwhelming, but I tried to make it as simple as possible and visually appealing so that, if you look for something, you can usually click on it and it'll take you to where you want to go. And that's about it. So that's everything. Thank you for taking the time to stop by and visit. And I look forward to seeing you virtually or in person throughout the school year. It's going to be a wonderful year. We're going to make the best of it. And no matter what capacity we're in, we're going to learn so much and do a lot of fun things. So have a great night, and I'll see you soon. Good night.